Hello, hello, my lovelies. Glenys Trinder here, Mindset and Manifesting Mentor, with another little topic on, you know, what we can do to improve our lives, how we can change. So, before I do anything, I just want to say, if you're watching this, like most people, I think will be watching it on YouTube because I've just moved away from Facebook quite a bit. But remember this, I will never, ever, ever ask you for money online on anything like this. I will never privately message you and say something corny like, um, message me and I'll give you a message from spirit, or message me for a good card reading, or absolutely anything like that. Okay. And I know most of you that are in here who have been kind of following me or in my little tribe for any length of time will know that I hardly ever even sell anything. And if I do, I run a challenge or I run something that will lead into it. So at the moment, I have very little for sale. So I don't do card readings one-to-one. I'm going to read some cards for you. I've got some beautiful oracle cards that came out on this subject: balance, simplicity, and harmony. But I'm going to give you some ideas about what is important to do this week. So, as you know, when I really feel life is very it's a cycle. Everything is a cycle, and there are cycles within cycles. And when I'm working with my dream catchers group, for instance, we always do a new topic for the new moon, always coinciding with the new moon, because it's the best time to set new intentions and wishes, big wishes and desires. So actually, wherever you're watching this, there's a link down below if you want that free meditation. I don't perform them live on here anymore. There's a free meditation for setting your intentions. And on Wednesday, the 2nd, this is Irish UK time at, I think it's just before 10 to 8, so 7:49 to be exact, there is a new moon in Libra. And Libra is all about balance and harmony and simplicity. It's about other things as well. But what I'm going to be doing with my with the people that I work with one-to-one and people in my dream catchers is working on where to find harmony, simplicity, and balance. But what you can do right now, so we're at the end of this cycle and you may be feeling tired. I know the last full moon I found hugely challenging. Got a lot of issues, sort of skin issues and things as well, which is showing me, always shows me, where am I out of balance? And I know I'm out of balance in different areas of my life. So this is what I feel we all need to work on moving ahead this month. Plus on Wednesday, that's actually an eclipse. The full moon is actually an eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Full moons are solar eclipse. Last 2 weeks ago, the full moon was 2 weeks ago, and that was a lunar eclipse. The new moon is always a solar eclipse if it's in eclipse season. So we're right between two now. And you might be feeling challenged to just let go of something. You might be feeling, that there's just too much happening and that there's busyness, and you might feel like you want to pare down. And I know from working with my people that this is a very, very common issue at the moment. People just want simplicity and be able to pare down. Hi, JJ, lovely to see you. And Gemma Fisher, my sign, very interesting. So it means a lot more than that. But I feel right now the energy moving forward, if you can focus on where do you need to pare down, what can you let go of without throwing out the baby with the bathwater, which I would tend to do in the past. This is my moving forward, is not try to get rid of everything that's not working, but just look at what components aren't working for you. Between now and Wednesday night, whatever time that is for you in whatever part of the world. So it's 7:49 7:49 p.m. Irish UK time. Um, that is the moment of exactitude. That's when the moon is new. So it's after that time that you set your intentions, not before, because before that you're in the older cycle. But it's a really brilliant way to set your intentions at the new moon and actually do releasing at the full moon. That's one of the main cycles of life. And as women, and I think most of you following me are women, we all know basically, what the lunar cycles do to the women's bodies, and much more. Tides, everything. There is an ebb and a flow. And in fact, if you want to set seeds into the ground, if you set your seeds after a new moon, you have that pull, that energetic pull to help it grow. And people have been using this for eons as they're growing and setting things. So the seeds of intentions to set for this new moon, look at where in your life you need balance, what needs to go, and what you can make, what you can replace that with. I really love to be able to look deeper. So you may know, a lot of you are even here have either worked with me in the past or are working with me right now. But I love to go into the subconscious mind to find out what really needs to be let go of. What is the one thing that your subconscious wants you to change? You might already know, but going into the subconscious mind, which I do with a regression therapy, to look at where or what beliefs, what are the things driving where you might be stuck right now, that we can release and let go of. And then I allow people to go into their highest self and move into the future. So I've been playing around a lot with sort of quantum jumping or future visioning, where you can use the subconscious mind to then go into a future scenario and to see what is it that you really want to do, be, and have. What is it? If you let go of this old, what would you do instead? So if you're not in any of my groups and you've no intention of joining any, just journal on this for now. Just journal on what most needs to let go. What is the one thing you could release this month? And can you release this without help? Can you release it and just know, I am drawing a line in the sand on this belief or this habit? It's a really good time to let go of habits and addictions. When does a habit become an addiction? A habit becomes an addiction when we are trying to move away from one feeling, or from not feeling something, and we might replace that feeling with something. And it might be scrolling through social media, it might be alcohol, it might be drugs, it might be food, it might be just binge watching something that is just taking up your time. So we all from time to time can get stuck in addictions. It's noticing what it is, what needs to be let go of. And if you let go of that thing, how will it make your life better? So in my dream catchers on Wednesday, I'm going to be dropping a new, now it's closed at the moment. I'm going to be dropping a new module on finding somewhere in the past, finding that thing. We're looking at what needs to go, and then going into a future timeline. If I left that go, what would that be like? And then, of course, we listen to hypnosis audios to actually do that. So what do you need help with? In the description box here as well, there is a wait list for the dream catchers. So if it opens up again, and at the moment I'm moving from one platform to another, so I'm not sure when it is, but if when it opens again, if your name is on that wait list, you'll be the first to be left know. But it's a low price product where I can do that work on a larger scale of people instead of doing it one-to-one. This is what I've pulled today. So I've gotten these cards. They're Goddess Love. If anybody has any questions on bringing in more balance, on harmony and balance. Now, some of these cards are actually answering them. So this card is Wisdom. It's Goddess Love cards. And Wendy Andrew. They're beautiful. Now, this one is just reminding you that you came here. You've been in, many lifetimes, and you came here with wisdom. And we've basically spent most of our life and in our early days forgetting that wisdom. But there's something inside you now that might be urging you to remember just how wise you are, to remember that you can do something, you can make big shifts and changes. This is actually the number 36th card, which is the final one in the pack that jumped out actually. And it's also talking about cycles and cycles and doing things that have a structure that can remind you of the wisdom that we all have inside in our heart. The second card, realignment. So what needs realigning? What is it right now, this month, that can be realigned inside of you? What can be let go of so something new can come in? And it might be a belief, it might be a habit, as I said before. So if you have this belief that you want to let go of, how can you release that? What's the best way for you to release that? I mean, you could simply write out the opposite. You could simply write out the opposite of what you want to believe instead. But this is all about an ebb and flow of life and the cycles within cycles. And I have been talking for quite some time about the cycles that we're going through right now, and we're really at the end of two huge cycles. One is a 240-year orbit cycle, and the other is it's going to be, is it 24,000 plus years before we move back to this place. So one, of course, that very long cycle is moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius, and they're roughly 2,000 to 2,500 year long cycles. And of course, they're merged. There's no ending one day and the beginning of another. But we're in this tumultuous time now as we're releasing an old cycle and moving into a new cycle. And the cycle of Aquarius is all about grassroots communities, coming together with people, like-minded people, starting things afresh, doing things sort of in a new and novel way. But it's about nobody being top dog as much as people coming together and listening and supporting each other. Now, there's obviously a lot more than that, but this is just reminding you to feel the ebb and the flow and the change, and just go with the change. Because when we are not ready to release something, if we don't release something that needs to be let go of, that's when we find ourselves in the most uncomfortable states, and when we find ourselves struggling the most. So releasing is really important. And that's what we are in right now, in this releasing phase, the last couple of days of any lunar cycle, which is 28, 29 days. We're right at the very last 2 days now. So between now and Wednesday evening is the best time to look at and to journal and to see what needs to go. Hi, Paula. Lovely to see you. And Claire as well. I haven't seen you for a bit. Okay, so the last card then is awakening. And it's awakening to something new. And very much about living. So it just says live in the moment. So when we're, we could be looking back and nostalgic for the past, or looking back and reminiscing and feeling, sort of maybe regretting the past or regretting decisions we made, or we could be looking back in the past angry about certain things. But it's in the past, and by living in that past energy, we're creating more of it. And likewise, when you're living in the future, I always like to show people what the future is like when I do this quantum jumping, looking at what the future is like, taking that version of the future self and bringing it into the now so that you're living from that self, but living in the present moment is so important. You know, when we're looking forward, we can look forward, and anxiety, a lot of issues like that can come up from being stuck in the future and fearing or worrying or, you know, putting off the future. But in every moment, when you are in the moment, you're safe in the moment right now. um, and just, you know, tuning into your heart as well. I feel with this, the energy of the heart and the awakening is happening right now inside in all of us. And there is a massive awakening, because not only, of course, are we moving into that big 2000 plus year cycle of the age of Aquarius, Pluto is also on his 240-year cycle around all of the zodiac signs. And in the last degree actually of Capricorn, for the last time in any of our lifetimes. It won't come back again for 240 years. So we're now about to move into the age, you know, the age of Aquarius, and Pluto is moving from Capricorn into Aquarius. So there's a huge amount of Aquarian energy. There's Aquarian energy, and it's actually quite, it can be fast and sudden, and new ideas, you know, it rules that Aquarius energy rules AI and a lot of technology. So be wary, be watchful about what that is bringing up. But it also rules kind of grassroots communities, people, you know, sovereignty. Sovereignty is a really important one. I think that's coming up a lot at the moment. I actually pulled cards for another group earlier on, so I'm not going to read them all out on this call, but a lot of sovereign cards actually. One in particular, this kind of this is the strength card in the tarot, which is very much about being in your strength and being sovereign. We are all sovereign beings. We came here created by divine force to do something unique to you, unique to what we all are. Hi, Susanna. Lovely to see you too. So with that, for the next couple of days, just look at what most needs to go. What are you done with? What are you, you know, tired of struggling with? And balance. We all need more balance in our life. You know, balancing work and play, balancing having fun and being serious, balancing, you know, being outdoors and away from technology and being indoors and getting on with things. So there's a whole lot coming. Anyway, let me see. I think that's about it for now. I'm not going to go and do that big reading, because that's something I'm doing with my group, Infinite Solutions. Hi, Colin. Good to see you. I owe you a message. I haven't been on to you. It's just been an absolutely mad time. I know where I want to fill in with more balance in my life. So for now, just look at what you need to let go of in the link in the description. If you haven't already got the new moon intention setting, there's a little free audio there, and set your intentions and your big wishes and live in the vibration of what it is that you want to create. Live in it, feel the feeling like you've already got it. And yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions. I will be, what I'm actually going to do, instead of doing these lives and doing a lot of card readings, I'm going to be making lots of little short videos and posting them, you know, in various places, LinkedIn and YouTube, with just little bite-sized bits of information so that you can, you know, tune in, get a nugget, and then go on about your day rather than staying here. Anyway, thank you so much. I always feel so much more positive after listening to you speak. Thank you, Gemma. That's really sweet. Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a great day. Get writing what you need to release, because when you release, you the universe doesn't like a vacuum or a void. Fill it in with what you want. Make sure that you're filling it in with what you want instead. Have a great new moon and solar eclipse. Lots of love. Bye for now.